Hello there, a warm welcome to the EU Observer's chat show. Let's talk about EU. With me today to discuss the concept of the protection of a work-free Sunday is Mrs. Hilda Figueiredo from the European United Left group in the Parliament, Mr. Nert Diva from the European Conservatives and Reformists group, Mrs. Antigini Papadopoulou from the group of the Progressive Alliance of Socialists and Democrats, and Mrs. Nadja Hirsch from ALDE. Thank you very much for joining me here, and thank you very much for watching. So without further ado, let's talk about EU. So in the EU's original Working Time Directive, Sunday should be a weekly day of rest for European workers. However, the European Court of Justice rejected the idea, finding insufficient reasons to link a work-free Sunday to the protection of workers' health. With the Lisbon Treaty in place, the topic has been brought up once again in the European Parliament, so I'd like to hear what our MEPs have to say on the matter. Mr. Hirsch, what about yourself? Does your religion allow you to work on Sundays?
Yes, I'm a Catholic, but that's not the point. I don't think this matter has anything to do with the EU. Mm-hmm. The EU is trying to legislate for everything from when I can blow my nose to when I can comb my hair. I think this is absurd. The EU should only do things which are of a common interest to the common market.
And what about you? Do you agree?
Wait a minute. What I want to say quickly is that this has nothing to do with the EU. It should be left to the member states to decide. And it's nothing even to do with member states. It's up to individual conscience. As a Catholic, I think Sunday is a very special day. But there may be people who don't believe in religion, and you don't force them not to work.
Absolutely. And what about you? You're a Greek Orthodox religion.
Yes, I am Greek Orthodox. I think that there is a tradition for Sunday to be a work-free day up to now. It is an essential pillar of the European social model and part of the European cultural heritage up to now.
And that's why the European People's Party are holding a conference this week in the European Parliament.
Yes.
Mrs. Figueiredo, you will be actually participating in the conference.
Yes, because I think it's very important, the work-free Sunday, because the family is one opportunity to stay with their children.
There's so many rigids there at this stage. I couldn't imagine everyone just stopping on a Sunday.
They do.
No. Yeah, yes, it depends on the federal state, because it is not the same regulation in the whole Germany. So I think it is important to have this decision where the people live. And I think it is very important to be aware of that. We never will have a work-free Sunday, because what to do with hospitals, police, firemen,
of course,
people in hotels.
Services.
But so, the majority of the workers has one possibility to stay with their families. Because
why should this be Sunday, Mrs. Figueiredo?
It is a right, one right of the workers a long of time, and the majority, not only the hypermarkets, but the schools, the factory, the agriculture, the service, and so on.
This is a matter for member states. This is a matter for national governments, national parliaments. To each individual country, there are different needs and different cultures. Is India not working on Sunday? Is China not working on Sunday? We are competing in a global marketplace, and we go to sleep. And they're outbidding us, outsmarting us.
This is why I think there should be an extensive dialogue to listen to the opinions of the states, to listen to the opinions of the people involved in the civil society, because traditions vary, also religions. Personally, I have the impression that there has been a tradition for a work-free Sunday. It is the time for the families to be together, to reconcile family and work life, to have some free time to spend with your children, with various people with disabilities and everything. But I believe that if it is going to be Sunday or Tuesday or Monday, it's up to the people to find the best compromise. Personally, I prefer Sunday because that was the tradition. And not only that, but the European institutions, since their establishment, have always had Saturday and Sunday as a free working day.
30 million, there are 30 million, I'm a Catholic, but 30 million Muslims in Europe. Yes. You're going to stop them working on a Sunday and not make them work on a Friday? Yeah. It depends on different countries and their needs. You can't do one-size-fit-all European piece of legislation. It is nonsense.
This is why we want to have a discussion, and in the Parliament there could be a possibility for all the views to be heard, and we find the best compromise on this issue. And as long as there is full respect of the rights of the working people, because there are too many people working on Saturdays and Sundays, even though there are some studies. But some
people like working on Sundays. I mean, you get overtime.
Yes,
let them do it.
The trade unions are supporting it. As long as
students like to work on Sunday because then
that's the only time they can earn some money.
Yeah, and they have less stress in the week, so they can concentrate on the university and they can work on Sunday. So it's perfect.
But one day free for everybody, all the family, is very, very important.
It won't work like that.
Yes, because we need the reconciliation of
you can't force people
the family,
by legislation to behave in a certain way. You people are free. They are born free. They will choose to do what they want to do. And here we are, poised on the threshold of bankruptcy in the EU, with countries in economic decline, competing against countries like China and India, working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
But we
are not trying to prevent people working. So this fond idea that mommy and daddy are going to sit with and have lunch with mother and all the children is not applicable in that situation, is it?
But certain people are fighting for that, like Martin Kasser from the EPP party. He's just launched a petition at the moment, if anyone out there would like to sign it. And he's saying that mummy and daddy belongs to me on a Sunday. And he's already got 10,000 people, according to his Facebook site,
the EPP with
an electronic signature.
Where
and he's looking for 1 million.
But if you're looking at a country where half the people who got married have divorced, and they're living in different parts of the country, and the children are doing something else, how are you going to compel them all to come together on Sunday?
This is not the case in all the 27 European countries.
Exactly.
Up to now,
it's a different thing for different countries.
One second.
Yes, with due respect, I think that up to now, Sunday has been a very good way to reconcile family and work.
I think it is not necessary to have an EU legislation. It should be regulated on the member states because of the different situations.
Do you think the European People's Party conference today is a waste of time? They're holding a conference on work free.
I think it is very important to have one day in the family to come together, but it has not to be the Sunday. So I think you should look when there are two people say, okay, we want to meet us on Monday. It's okay, I think. So we have not to forbid them to meet on Monday, but to say you have to meet on Sunday.
Mrs. Figueiredo, you're on your own here.
It's in the Bible. It's in the seventh day, take a day of rest. I'm a Catholic, so I know that and I respect that.
Yeah,
but I will not impose that on other people who don't want to take a day of rest.
I think it's a matter of democratic discussion, and depending on the culture, the way of thinking of the people, this is why the civil society's attitude and opinion is very important.
And that's it. And I'm afraid that we've actually come to the end of our show for today. So I want to thank very much my guests for coming with me today. And remind you that we will be back again next month looking at the topic of divorce, which might be of interest to you all again, but divorce in the case of cross-border couples. So do come back. If you would like to comment on today's debate and tell us whether you would sign Mr. Kasser's petition, please do send us an email at video@euobserver.com. But for the moment, from me, Maeve McMahon, thank you very much for watching. Goodbye.